Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Katie's Shelf Life. It is early. No, it's not that early. I slept in a little, but it's early. I've got my coffee. It is very cold here today in Houston. It's in the teens, which is unheard of. And it's extremely windy and like 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. So it's making it feel very cold. So I'm in warm Christmas socks, warm thick leggings, and a somewhat warm sweatshirt. And I'm gonna take it easy this morning. I'm almost at my 60 book. I had a 50 book reading goal this year and I exceeded it, and that's great. I wasn't trying to. I was happy if I got to 50. I was honestly just happy if I read any number of books, but that was like my arbitrarily set goal, and I am almost at 60. I'm about to finish, actually let me grab it. I am about to finish Paradise Rot by Jenny Vol. I started it like 2 days ago. I am almost done. I'm actually gonna sit with my coffee after this, watch some YouTube, and finish this, and I'm really enjoying it. Like if I maybe read it earlier in the year, it could possibly have been on my top. It's great, read it. There is quite a bit of pee, but not as much as I had thought. So I was worried I'd be turned off by bodily functions, but I'm really not. It's not too offensive in this. So I feel like I'm really enjoying the writing of this. It makes me want to read Annihilation. I know they're two totally separate stories, but our main character, Jo, is a biologist in this, and the way she describes things and sees things in her environment, specifically the home that she lives in, the loft that she lives in that was formerly a brewery, makes me think a lot about Annihilation, how the biologist in that story, her environment is just so much dictated by how she views everything through a biologist's lens. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's great. But my goal is to talk about Backlog January. So we're about to get into January, and I wanted to pick my books before, and I wanted to kind of tell everybody about it. So if you wanted to join in, look at this little troll. He's just gonna do that the whole time. That's what's in my videos all the time. If you hear noises that are sounding weird, it's him doing that or clomping around on the wood floor. But Backlog January. So like I said, we're gonna go through my shelf real quick. We're gonna pick out a couple of books, maybe 4 to 5 books depending on the size. We might pick 6 and maybe read through them a little bit, and we'll narrow it down. And those will be the books that I read first going into January, and make some vlogs. And mainly I want them to be books that have been on my shelves for 4 or more years. Any amount of time, honestly, longer than like 6 months to a year is great, but I would like to go into the 3 to 4 range just to really get those books that have been sitting and that keep staring at me and kind of taunting me and telling me like, hey, that new book you bought, I'm still here. And anyone can join in on this. We'll create like a hashtag. If you also make videos, hashtag it on YouTube with Backlog January. And yeah, I'm gonna create a couple of vlogs in January. I normally don't make like a TBR every month because I'm a mood reader, but it's occasionally fun to like work around a theme. I have a few books I already am kind of setting aside for February that are centered around art and art criticism. So let's go through, pick out a couple books that have been sitting here for a while. I probably can remember how long they've been sitting there. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to film this, but going through my shelves, this is the main shelf. It has probably the most stuff. There's another giant shelf in another room, but it is a little too crazy to go look at. But I'm thinking one in that, this was actually on my list for 23 in 2023, and it's Miss Ice Sandwich by Mieko Kawakam, translated from the Japanese. It's a little like novella. I've had this probably 5 years on my shelf, and I bought almost all of these Pushkin editions. I have quite a few, maybe 6 or so that came out, and I really love these. But from what I've heard about this, is that it is about a boy who becomes obsessed with a woman who makes sandwiches, and it's not explicitly stated that he is on the spectrum, but it is kind of alluded to. And I'm just really, I want something sweet. I've heard this is a really sweet story. So yeah, I think this one is one that I definitely want to get to, and it's already on my list. So we're gonna set that aside. Another one I thought about that was also on my 23 was Rat Rule 79 by Rivka Galshen. She wrote Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch, a couple other things that my brain is blanking on, and this one is her like middle grade young adult novel. I've had this is actually an advanced copy that I got when I worked at the bookstore. It came out back in September 2019. I've had it on my shelf since then. A coworker really loved this book, and yeah, I think I want to read this. It's not too long. I need my other hand. It's not too long. It's got great illustrations throughout, and it just seems fun. I know it's a story about a mother and daughter, so I should probably be really into this, but there is the synopsis in case you're curious and pausing it. Yeah, I think let's add that one to the stack as well. Alrighty, going along. Another book I've had on my shelf for a while is The Harpy by Megan Hunter. Another coworker read this, and I just never got to it. This is actually a copy I got from work. It was like a damage, I think. I've had this on my shelf maybe 2-3 years. What I remember about it is that I think a husband has an affair, and the wife decides she's going to take revenge, and the way she takes revenge is pretty insane. So it says part revenge tale, part fairy tale. The Harpy is Megan Hunter's electrifying story of marriage and its failures of power and control, metamorphosis, and renewal. It's also kind of short. It's been sitting on my list for a while. I really love this cover. Let's maybe add that one. Let's put it there. Okay, let's try and find maybe 2 more, since some of these are kind of short. What are we feeling? I should probably put a nonfiction in here, but I'm having a hard time deciding what nonfiction. I've really been wanting to read The Lonely City, but I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. I need one more book before the end of the year, and I think I'm going to read The Faces by Tove Ditlevsen. I read the Copenhagen trilogy last year, absolutely loved it. Probably should have ended up on my top favorite books. But yeah, I think I'm going to read this. It's just a little story about a children's book author, and she kind of goes a bit unhinged, which that's kind of Tove's writing style, and I think I'm going to pick this one up because it's short. And then after I finish all my short and get to 60, I think I'm just going to plow through Outlander book number 5 for the rest of the year. I've had this on my shelf almost a year, Too Much and Not the Mood by Durga Chew-Bose, and I've seen nothing but great things about it online, their essays, so I think maybe this would be a nice mix in between all of these more, I don't know, fictional, some kind of surreal, magical. Let's add that. I really would like to pick housekeeping, but that feels a bit, I don't know, not too much, but should we go for, this has been on my shelf 5 or 6 years. The Complete Stories of Leonora Carrington. Leonora Carrington is a fantastic surrealist artist. It's blurred by Jeff Vandermeer, so I should probably pick that up because I really love Jeff Vandermeer. Let's see. I did flip through this a bit this morning just to see if it kind of piqued my interest, and I think it kind of does. yeah, I think I'm gonna add this. It might be nice to have a little short story mixed in there. All right, so let's see what we've got. We've got short stories, kind of surrealist. That seems fun. Probably you can even pop in and out of these, read one a day in between one of my other books. We've got a nonfiction essay collection. I think this would be a great mix. We have a kind of more, I don't know if it's a DWM, but it's sort of like a angry woman seeks revenge. We've got a more middle grade YA novel about fantastical, a girl on searching for her mother. And then we've got a sweet Japanese novella about a boy who falls in love with a woman who makes sandwiches. I think these are a great starter to January. So we'll hold on with my foot because that's what the internet wants to see. These are great. I think this is a great selection. And I hope that you will join me in Backlog January. Yeah. Happy reading. What we always say here, oh my God, did I just blink? Remember to read what you like, don't judge others, take care of yourself, and always be kind. Bye. Oh, there's a book there. Yes, hello. There's a book there.